We are hip-hop, do you know what I mean? We love hip-hop.
Tricksta and Late from Wolverhampton's Wolftown Records and publishers of Rago Magazine.
So, writing a magazine about hip-hop is just like talking, but you've got to document your conversation. Have you heard about this guy called so-and-so? Rather than doing that, it's like, have you heard about this guy called so-and-so, but you're reaching like 10,000 heads, do you know what I mean? Even the style of the writing in the magazine, it's aimed as if like I'm talking to you now. We just speak to man's talk, do you know what I mean? We use the slang that they know so they can recognise. The mailing list for Rago Magazine is like 800 deep, you know what I mean? We've got mans on the mailing list from like New Zealand, Canada, Croatia, Russia, Sweden, Albuquerque, Gary, Indiana, Washington, Oakland, Portland. It goes all over the place, and we've been shocked how many American people are feeling like UK hip-hop. Well, feeling more stuff on Wolftown anyway, do you know what I mean? They're shocked at the way the production's gone up, you know what I mean? You talk to an American guy about UK hip-hop and he might say, I remember, oh yeah, Derek B, or yeah, MC Duke, you know what I mean, from the Music of Life era of 91. But now it's like the second wave, do you know what I mean? Or maybe even the third, do you know what I mean, to be honest.
My name is Amber Fossey. I am the editor-in-chief of Mugshot Magazine. Mugshot Magazine was started in 1999 in Brooklyn, New York. We basically just felt like hip-hop wasn't being represented in the media and wanted to be a voice for this generation.
My name is Gita Snyder. I am the publisher of Mugshot Magazine. We are friends with several people higher-ups at recording studios and major labels who have told us that our magazine has ended up on the coffee tables of Def Jam. It's incredible, Select Records, you know, of these labels that don't necessarily have a whole lot to do with what we're doing, and yet can appreciate the point of view that we have. We've had a very surprisingly good response from even major labels. You know, I've gotten calls from Def Jam and stuff. They want to send us CDs to review, which is kind of funny because they might not get reviewed. It's not really our readership, but we'll accept the submissions, that's fine. You know.
They say knowledge is power. The power to tour extensively has increased for independent hip-hop artists since their music is being heard all over the place.
Most artists make most of their money from touring, from doing live performances. And if somebody can get a C. Ray's Walls, you know, song or album even on the internet, they're going to want to go see him when he comes there to do a show, and they're going to spend that money, and that artist is going to make the money, you know, and be able to survive that way. And I don't care if somebody bootlegs the entire P. Diddy album, then doesn't bother to go see his show. That's not what I'm for. I think that the real artists are getting a chance to kind of make that comeback. You have to go to a show and be like, damn, that was a hot show, not like, damn, the album was better. That's been the phenomenon for so long, up until very recently.
Out the Ville from Nottingham.
We get reports back from places like Germany and Japan. I mean, the furthest was like Africa, of hearing our stuff, so it's like it does travel. I mean, I say that's through distribution then. I mean, doing show-wise, that is really great because it's like people can visually put your face to obviously the music, see you on stage and perform. And it's like a lot of people say they love our music, but to see us obviously live in the flesh, they say it's like 100 times better.
My name is LP, musician, producer, label owner, writer for the show. Incredibly important, man. Incredibly important. I mean, especially for cats like us, because that's how we get it. That's where we run shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's where we really run things. And you could put us in a room with any act. You know, you could put Def Jux artists in a room with any act, regardless of whatever situation they're in, or regardless of how famous they are, and we will tear the place down without lights and without, you know, holographic, you know, statues and line dancers. We'll murder it straight up on some old school, kill the show, you know, boom bap concept.
Who owns police? Who holds full green, so sand the beach? Love beach. Dance with the land, so it's clutching, he ugly. One tongue halo teach. Hug by the map with a cable reach. 166 channels lit. The train that animals issue. Where the mind's eye redefine. Where's God? Buy car, kick tires.
Europe is a lucrative place for independent American artists.
This is J Live from Brooklyn, New York. Doing it with Triple Threat Productions. That's my company. Seven Heads is the management. And I'm out here, finishing up the True School Academics tour. The tour started in Sweden, went as far south as Italy. We hit up Switzerland, Denmark, Holland, France. So far, I think Mengen, Germany was the livest show. I don't know, I think maybe they came out to party and we happened to be there, but it was just a really, really good turnout. Generally speaking, the big cities have definitely a strong hip-hop. They have their own artists that, they rhyme in Deutsch, they rhyme in English too, but they have their own hip-hop community, self-sustained without necessarily the American stuff, but they appreciate that too.
And UK acts too.
There always has been a big interest from sort of like Gunshot Days and that kind of thing in Europe. Places like Switzerland, Germany, places like that, they're sort of really keen on UK hip-hop, but again the problem has been trying to get hold of it. Certain artists are now touring all over sort of Germany and that, like Blak Twang's touring over Germany quite a lot.
I'm saying Tricksta. Could be your brand, could be your sister. Tricksta. Could be your miss, Mrs. or Mr.
So they do pick up on the scene now, and they're kind of seeing it growing, and they do sort of respect the UK scene, and they always have done. But it did kind of die down, and now it's kind of picking up again. They're seeing these artists and Roots Maneuver and places like that. He's going out and doing a lot of shows, and a lot of other artists are. So I can see like the European customers coming back in and sort of checking the UK scene now. Scandinavia as well, they've got their own scene there now that's building, but they are also checking for UK hip-hop, which is nice. Sweden, Norway, Denmark, they all know what's going on.
Within that, the UK acts are making a name for themselves across the world. It seems that the revolution in the UK has not gone unnoticed.
Unity of hip-hop in the world globally. It's a global scene whereby you have all hip-hoppers from, let's say, from South Africa, Australia, Japan, India, mainly the UK and the US.
My name is Apathy of the Demigods. I'm from Connecticut. I started listening to UK stuff like Roots Maneuvers is dope, and the Next Men are dope, cats like that. I'm just a hip-hop fan. I run around liking hip-hop. A lot of people like involved in the politics and time frames and crazy shit like that. I'm just a hip-hop fan. I just travel through life. I do what I gotta do. I pay my bills. I hang out, and I listen to music. If a song's good, I like it regardless if it's on a major label or independent, whatever.
We get pretty much every plate that comes out of the UK that is considered nice, you know what I mean? We get like people use the internet and they read publications to figure what's hot at the minute over your way, and we tend to get those records into our stores, you know what I mean? So, it's sort of opened up things in a vice versa sort of way, whereas we've really been able to get our hands on some of the stuff only via, the internet, or only being able to see that it's come out via the internet and then order it, you know what I mean?
I think a lot of British music, not just hip-hop, but a lot of British music has got a hell of a lot to offer the rest of the world, and it's been proven in, drum and bass, garage, rock music back in the day, whatever. But we really suffer in this country from like an island mentality. And you go to places like Portugal or Germany and you find rappers working with producers, or producers working rappers from other countries, from other European countries, and you really feel like you're part of the world when you're out in Europe. But when I come back to Britain, I always feel like we're kind of stuck in this cliquey mentality. People in one group don't even want to work with people from another group in another part of London, let alone someone from the States, or let alone someone from Europe. I don't think we should necessarily look towards the States for inspiration, but I think we should look to Europe for a bit of inspiration, because Germany and France have got bigger hip-hop scenes than the UK now. And to me that's just sad, because really after the States we were kind of the next in line. We were up on our hip-hop, as much as American kids were. We've just failed to make the scene grow as a kind of collective. UK hip-hop has let itself down in a lot of respects.